Hi everybody. So today and yesterday a lot of people got letters from colleges about acceptances, and I am really excited to hear that a lot of people got into the University of Washington, especially some of my high school folks who I knew and still know. And so I just want to make a video saying congratulations, and I hope you guys do go to University of Washington because it is a great um, institution of education. And to celebrate, I just thought maybe from my knowledge as a college student, I can impart some tips on you about entering the college education process. Maybe can persuade you to coming to this awesome university. Um, so first of all, don't let the whole big school thing daunt you too much because it's really not as bad as you think it is. I've had some great lecture teachers so far, and really, these teachers try to make class as personal for you as possible by um, asking you questions and taking your answers into consideration and responding to them. And they also take questions from you frequently. For example, I took Psych 101 in my fall quarter with Dr. Passer, and he was a great lecturer. He always took questions, and even though I did not have a quiz section for my big class, he still managed to make it a very personal experience for all the students there, and he was a good lecturer overall. And then, even if you do have a big class, there are things called quiz section, like I mentioned earlier, where you do break into smaller classes with teachers, TAs, and in these classes, which are usually between 15 to 30 people at the most, you do have a more personal kind of weekly or bi-weekly chance to meet with a smaller group of people and ask questions that you couldn't ask in lecture. And these quiz sessions do help you um, review for tests and exams and whatnot. Second of all, I would recommend living on campus for at least a quarter or two. It's a great experience just being away from home and having your parents always be there. I know that's kind of a big deal, and it's really horrible annoyance sometimes. And being away from parents and living on your own is a great experience because you do learn a lot, and you learn to be who you are. That you learn to be a person separate from who you are at home when your parents are around. Um, in suggesting dorms, I'm living in McCarty Hall right now, and I really like it because my room is bigger than the rooms I've seen before. My hall itself, um, my floor isn't as social as I'd like it to be. But that hasn't really created a big problem. It just means I have more time alone to study in my room or whatnot, and my RA has been really helpful whenever I had questions. But I've heard other halls and floors in McCarty have been more social, and McCarty does have a engineering community as well as an honors student community. Um, and I also like it because of its location on campus. It is a lot closer to a lot of my classes than you would be if you were in a dorm on West Campus in something like Lander Hall. Speaking of Lander is the freshman only hall, and I've heard it's super sociable, so if that's kind of the environment I look for, head on over there. I've heard a lot of great things about it, although the rooms are a little bit smaller. I heard that people there, it kind of compensates for being super social. So if you want to meet a lot of friends and stuff, that's the hall I would suggest living in. There are other halls, such as Haggett and McMahon, and I would encourage you to just do some research before you move in on campus. Third of all, do not sign up for an 8:30 class. I don't care if you're a morning person or you're not a morning person, just don't do it. I had an 8:30 class in fall quarter. Took chemistry. I never went to class. Nope. And I'll be honest, I didn't do too well in chemistry. It's kind of difficult to go to class at 8:30 in the morning. So take that into consideration. And what else? College is also a really independent focused academic style. You do a lot of learning outside of the classroom on your own, and it is kind of, you take it on to yourself to have the responsibility to read what you need to read. The teacher won't check up on you and make you read it. They would sometimes give you a reading schedule, and it would behoove you to follow that reading schedule and not fall behind. Um, Also, the University of Washington is next to the Ave, our infamous Ave, which is where it's a really common student hangout place. There's a lot of restaurants down. I love the Ave. There's probably like 5 restaurants right next to each other. There's like 3 or 4 places where you can get bubble tea. There's a Starbucks on the Ave. There's plenty of like copy centers if you need copy papers or print papers. There's a U bookstore. And there's a Mexican restaurant called Memos that's open 24 hours. There's a Mongolian Grill, which is really good. If you ever need recommendations of where to eat, you can always talk to me about that personally, because I can recommend you a bunch of places. Another perk of living in McCarty is we are really, really close to U Village, which is a mall right next to our building. It's literally like 2 or 3 blocks away, and it's a pretty high-end shopping places with shops like H&M, Juicy Couture, Lululemon, and there's a couple of restaurants down there too that are pretty good, like Lucy's Sushi and the Ram. And so I think that's basically all the big points I wanted to cover in talking about academic life. And if you don't know what you're studying yet, coming into the university, I think that's totally cool. Just take your first few quarters to decide, to explore. Just take some like really, really random classes. I wouldn't put yourself in too big of a mold, too tight of a mold just yet, unless, of course, you're planning and very, very set on doing pre-med or pre-pharmacy, in which case you should probably make yourself and plan for yourself a schedule that fits your ambitions. That pretty much covers it. I really like my school. I like living on campus. Living on campus. Get the lowest meal plan possible. Do not get the $1,000 meal plan, because dining halls here are not the greatest in the world. It's not like crap food, but it's not the best food in the world, and you'll soon discover that you won't be eating on campus all that much to start with. So, with that, I think I'll end this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I love talking about my school, and I really don't mind answering people's questions. You can ask me whatever you want. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all later, hopefully. And congratulations again, and welcome to the University of Washington.